So I'm going to show you how to do a mail merge here from the very beginning. I'm starting with an Excel file. It's just blank right now. But what we're going to do is we're going to set up some headings in the main the columns here. And I go main category, main heading. And the next one's going to be subheading. And the last one's going to be the topic. Okay, and let's change these so you can see them. I'm just double clicking on the column divider there to get that to automatically resize. And let's say that we've got some insurance that we need to categorize, and maybe we've got auto insurance as well. And then the topic is going to be, maybe there's a Prius, maybe we've got a Saab, maybe we've got a Lexus. Then I'm just going to copy and drag these ones down because this is all the same information. I've got more insurance though, so I've got other types of insurance. I've got life insurance, perhaps we've got Bob's life insurance, and I've got Jane's life insurance, and I've got Kelly's life insurance, and I've got Bill's life insurance. So copy and paste those ones as well. You can also Control C, Control V for that as well. And then maybe I've got some other types of information that I want to be able to have in here as well. I don't necessarily need the subheading in here, so perhaps I've got something like passports or something like that. And then I'm going to have the same people who I've got passports for. So I'm just going to copy and paste that. Passports down through to here. Maybe I've got some hobbies that I need to have some information. Oops, this is hobbies. Let's change that to hobbies. And maybe one of the kids has got SpongeBob that he needs to have some information about. I don't know, whatever it is. Okay, so that's how we set up the Excel spreadsheet here. I'm just going to save this. I'm not going to save it here. I'm going to save it here. And I'm going to call it label example, and I'm going to save that. Okay, and so that now I've just saved that as the list that we're going to use for the different categories that we need in our tabs. Okay, and then I open a Word document. And what we're going to do is do a mail merge from the Word document. So I'm going to go to mailings. I'm going to go start mail merge. I go labels. And that's going to come up. And the one I want is 11137 printable tab inserts for hanging file folders. It's the one that's 3.5 inches wide. There is another one here that's only 2 inches wide. I find that's not usually wide enough to get information on that we need. So there we go. So that's that, and that shows up the format that we're going to have here. I'm going to go use existing list, and I'm going to find that list that we made before, the label example. Okay, open up. I'm going to import it. It's got the first row of data contains column headers. That's important because when we import the mail merge fields, what we need to have is the headings that we had in there. So the insert merge field is here. I'm going to insert main heading, I'm going to insert subheading, and I'm going to insert topic. That's got all of the fields in there now that I need to format it. So I'm going to go back to the Home tab, and I'm going to put the topic down on the next level, and I usually like to center that one. I'm going to highlight it and make the font much bigger. Let's try 16 font. I'm going to do a tab on here, a right tab. That's just this arrow here, and I'm going to put this right tab on the right hand side of the label, and then I'm going to do a control tab, which actually allows me to tab inside the column. If I just do a tab, it just goes to the next record, so that's not useful. I like to do control tab to move that to that tab spot there. Okay, then I'm going to make these the headings a little bit larger as well. I can also, hover over here and do it here that way. And I'm going to, I don't know if you guys can see when I highlight this, there's a little bit of space in between the two with the paragraph. So I'm going to fix that so that I can fit more information on there. So, and I also don't want to have actually probably do want to have the indentation there. I'm just going to do 0 point before the spacing there. Okay. And see how that just moved everything up a little bit and allowed this bottom one to be fully on the label. So that's what I'm doing there. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to mailings and I want to update labels. Okay, so you can see it said next record and then it has all of those things in there. And if I go preview results, now we can see that we've got insurance, auto, Prius, like that. Now, the thing that I found with these labels is that if you do them just like this and you only use one half, one label per column, then it's actually not what they recommend for the WorkSaver tab inserts. They actually recommend that you don't split it down the middle, that you keep both the labels for one label. So what we have to do, unfortunately, which is a little bit of a pain in the neck, but you actually just need to take this next record topic and delete all of the ones on this side of the sheet. Here, you have to make sure you don't delete the whole cell. You're just deleting what's inside there. So the trick with this is that you have to have done all your formatting and everything like that before you delete this side of it. And that's because if you have to do more formatting and then update labels again, then it's going to put all of those things back on that side, and we don't want that. We want to be able to fold these labels in half so that they stay in the tab inserts really, really well. So now I'm going to preview results. You can see it's just got information here on that side. It just shows you the first page of the results, but that's just for a preview to make sure you've got everything lined up right. And then the last step is to finish and merge. There's several different options here: edit individual documents, print documents, send email messages. The send email messages definitely isn't applicable, but I always go edit individual documents because if we happen to, if I'm going to do merge all records, you can just do some of them if you want to. Just okay. Because if for instance one of these names was super long, then you might need to edit the font or something like that so that you could fit it onto the label. Okay, so there are our labels. That's our Word document that's ready to go. I'm actually going to save this as well. Save. And then I go ahead and I print it out. So you want to have obviously the WorkSaver tab insert set up in your printer. Make sure that that's ready to go. Thanks very much. That's how to do a mail merge in Excel and using Excel and Word.